What's up, boys? Taking a look at some more NBA player props today on December 26th. It's a brand new week and a brand new week of opportunities after Luka Doncic stole Christmas yesterday. But I actually have 3 player props in today's video that I really do enjoy. So we're going to go ahead and take a look into these. We are currently on a 16-9 run. Should be a little bit better, but 16-9 run. Let's hop in and try to get some W's under our belt today. We are on prizepicks, but this video does apply to other player prop websites out there and also sportsbooks out there. At least check them out. The link is down in my description below, or you can just download prizepicks off the App Store and then use my code DOMG. That'll get you a 100% deposit match up to $100, and it is available in most states and most of Canada. You have to be 18 years or older. But we're gonna hop in and dive into these player props today on prizepicks, but again, these do apply to sportsbooks. Make sure you leave a like on the video and subscribe, and if you want to see everything that I'm running tonight, the Patreon is available. We have over 600 members now on the Patreon, which is truly insane. Seriously, I do appreciate you guys. This is what the breakdown is. If you are interested in seeing every single one of my plays, check out the Patreon. The link is down in the description below. There are 3 different tiers. There's NFL, NBA, and all sports. With access to the Patreon, you guys get every single play that I play, on top of these plays being ranked by confidence level and write-ups to go with every single prop that I post. Once again, the link is down in the description below, so check it out. So again, that is available. Over 600 members in there. Got a couple new members yesterday. Seriously, do appreciate you guys. But now let's hop into this player prop slate. All right, here we go. We're gonna start out here with a points plus assists prop here, and I do like this for other things as well, but I'm gonna dive into points plus assists here, and it's actually gonna be in this very first game here. Kyrie Irving over 27.5 points plus assists. I've seen a lot of people on his points. I've seen a lot of people on his PRA. I truly like everything Kyrie Irving today. I like his points. I like his points plus rebounds, his points plus PR or his PRA and everything like that. I just love everything Kyrie Irving today. So I'm gonna dive in though, and I'm personally playing his points plus assists right here at 27.5. So 27.5 right here for Kyrie Irving here. So he's gonna be on the road going to Cleveland in this one. So Cleveland is a slower paced team and usually a tougher matchup. So this will be a tougher matchup here, although he is facing his old team and has a pretty solid track record against Cleveland. So it's actually a 2-point spread right here. So we're expecting this game to stay close. Hopefully it's not National Blowout Association tonight, and a 221 over-under in this one. So Kyrie Irving here, we're gonna dive into this one just a little bit here. So you can see his game log right here with his points plus assists right here. So this is over on Statmuse. I went ahead and typed in Kyrie Irving game log points plus assists, and this is what pulled up right here. So you can see his last couple of games right here and how he's really been doing. He's gone over against like Detroit, Toronto, Washington, the Hawks. A lot of these really tough teams he's actually been over against. You can see if you take a look at his points right here, he's gonna need mostly points in this one as well as some assists. But you can see here, Cleveland's a really tough matchup, although he also towards the bottom here for points to the point guard are the 76ers, Memphis, Dallas, Atlanta, Washington, and he's been over against those teams. Atlanta, he had 36 against them. Washington, he had 29 against them. The Grizzlies, he had a bunch of at one point. This game right here, he had 14, but the other game he had 42. And I do like him even more when he is on the road in this one, because when he is on the road this season, he's actually gone over this in 6 out of 8, and I believe all of these are actually with Kevin Durant in the lineup as well. 6 for 8 so far this season, I do believe. He's gone over against Detroit, the Raptors, Washington. He did go under against the Pacers right here, but he did also go over against like Milwaukee and Memphis and all those different teams. He did go under against the 76ers, and he went under against the Pacers right there. So he seems to be a much better player on the road so far this season, even though it is a smaller sample size with only 8 games. He's been over in 6 out of the 8 right there. So that's kind of my mini breakdown right there for Kyrie Irving. Write-ups and everything are over on the Patreon for this prop, along with even more player props here. But that is one that I'm really liking right there. But let's dive into my favorite right here. And this one is somewhat of an exclusive to prizepicks, which is why I'm doing a 3rd player prop at the end, because this one is pretty much like an exclusive to prizepicks right here. And this is another reason why I recommend joining prizepicks though, is because it has an NBA first half category right here, where you can go ahead and play the first half player props for certain players. So you have points plus assists, or points plus rebounds plus assists, which is PRA, and you have the fantasy score right there. So first half for a lot of different players and everything like that. So we're gonna dive in actually to the fantasy score here. So NBA first half fantasy score. And if you are on a sports book, again, I'll have another play towards the end of the video, but this is my favorite play of today, and I think it's probably going to end today as my favorite play as well. So right here, we're going to dive in here and take a look at fantasy score first half for, I believe this is one of the later games today, and it is going to be Nurkic over 16.5 fantasy score in the first half. So this one, it gets a little bit crazy, and it probably will be a little bit of a sweat here, but I definitely like Nurkic here over his first half fantasy score against the Charlotte Hornets. Let me explain why, because this matchup is very, very good for me, and I really do love this spot right here, and I would be really heartbroken, like I was with Luka last night, if this does end up missing. So we'll take a look here. But Nurkic right here, he doesn't have any odds or anything like that because it's a first half fantasy score prop right here at 16.5 here, but you take a look at what his game log looks like right here. So you can see in his last 10 games here, he's actually been over in 9 out of his last 10. The only game where he went under was against the Rockets right here. So, and he had 15 minutes in that one. There's been games where he's had 10 minutes played and still had 16.8 fantasy score. So there's been times where he's had 4 personal fouls and had 17.5 fantasy scores. So there is definitely foul trouble potential, although he's been over in those games where he's had foul trouble. So you can see he's only missed this 1 time in his last 10 games and actually 1 time in his last 12. So he's gone over this in 11 out of his last 12 games right here, dating all the way back here to the Nets game and the game right there we went under against the Rockets right there. So yeah, he's hit this in 11 out of his last 12 games right here, and he's facing a pretty solid matchup right here. I mean, you can take a look at this game script as well here. He's going to be at home, which should hopefully be an advantage to him. It's a 5.5 point spread, although this is a first half prop, don't have to worry about a blowout, and a 237.5 over under. So it's a very, very high over under right here. And let's dive into the matchup, which is the juiciest part of this right here. So we take a look at the center right here, and the fantasy score points per game. They're allowing 61 points per game to the center when it comes to fantasy score. 61.07 fantasy score points per game to the center so far this season. You can see they're like the top, pretty much like for centers. They're allowing the 3rd most points per game to the center position. They're allowing the most rebounds per game to the center. Even if you take a look at the assists, they're allowing the 5th most to assists right there. So they're literally top 5 to the center in points, rebounds, and assists. And if you take a look even at the fantasy score, where you can factor in the steals and the blocks and everything like that, I mean, they're giving up the 2nd most blocks per game to the center right there. They're just at the top by a mile right there. They're almost 3 fantasy score above the next highest team right there. So it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful matchup in this one for him against the Charlotte Hornets right here, for a guy who's hit this in 11 out of his last 12 games and 9 out of his last 10. So that is another reason to potentially join PrizePicks right there. That's going to be my number 1 play of the day right there, is Nurkic over his first half fantasy score of 16.5. Again, I really do love this spot right here. It's a great matchup. 9 out of his last 10, 11 out of his last 12. I really do like the spot right here for Nurkic. Now let's dive in though and take a look at our 3rd player prop here. And this one's more for sports books and things like that. However, he is an official play for me. And I'm going to dive in here and take a look at another player right here in the, I don't think this one is one of the later games. We're going to dive in here to... We had some injury news on this one, which is why I like this one right here. So I like Zubac over 8.5 points here. So he has not been very, very good lately. However, if you take a look at who is out for the Clippers today, most of you probably know that Kawhi Leonard is out in this game. He's going to be on the road going to Detroit in this one here. So Zubac is no Kawhi Leonard. This prop is, I believe, a -130 on the sports books, but right here, he's hit this in 5 of his last 5 games without Kawhi Leonard. He's even gone over this in games against like the Heat right here. He had 9 points against the Heat, 13 against the Kings, 12 against Utah, 12 against Portland, and 31 points against Pacers in that absolutely insane game right there. 31 points, 29 rebounds. Hopefully we get another one of those games today. But he's also hit this in 7 out of his last 10 without Kawhi Leonard. And even if you date back even farther than that, he's gone over in a couple other games this season with like 16, 10, 10, 12, and 17. So I really do like spot here with Kawhi Leonard out in this one right here. So he's facing the Pistons today, who should be a pretty solid matchup as well. If you take a look here, this is by the way, this is my least favorite of these 3. If I was to rank these props, I like Nurkic number 1 over his first half fantasy score, Kyrie over 27.5 points plus assists, that would be my 2nd favorite, and then Zubac over 8.5 points is my 3rd favorite. So I do want to point that out real quick right here. But 22.39 points right there they're allowing per game to the center position. If you dive in, take a look at the last 7 games right here, you can see that Detroit is allowing 22.79. So they're pretty solid matchup really all around to the center right there per game when it comes to the points. So I do think Zubac can go ahead and get 9 points, hopefully, in this one against the Detroit Pistons. So he's got a pretty good track record, like I said, without Kawhi Leonard. It's got solid odds at -130 if you're on PrizePicks, but well, when it comes to the sports books, -130, it's up to you if you want to play that, of course. Always tailor your own risk and always look into these a little bit more on your own, all that different stuff. But yeah, let's go ahead and call it right there. So those are my 3 player props real quick. So Nurkic over 16.5 fantasy score for the first half, Kyrie over 27.5 points plus assists, and you have Zubac over 8.5 points. Those are my 3 player props in today's video, 16-9 run, and hopefully we go ahead and hop into tomorrow's video with a 19-9 run. But let's go ahead though and end the video. All the links are down in my description below, whether that's the Patreon link where you can see everything that I'm running tonight with over 600 members now in the Patreon. Also, if you guys want to join PrizePicks, you can use my code DOMG, which gives you a 100% deposit match up to $100 when you do go ahead and sign up. So also, The subscribe button's down there as well. Subscribe and have those post notifications on so you do not miss future videos. Thank you guys for watching these videos, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out, boys. Till turn risk, and hopefully you guys get some W's tonight.